Hello, I'm Daryl Johnson, and today we're going to talk about Louis Armstrong and the people that made Louis the Louis Armstrong we know today. Louis Armstrong grew up in the roughest and poorest part of New Orleans. He'd be like, I'm gonna sing for some money. When people would throw pennies at him, he would pick up the pennies and throw them in his mouth so that the big kids wouldn't take them from him. And that's how he got his first nickname, Satchmo. You take all the coins and put them in your mouth like a satchel. Satchmouth. His mom works as an off and on again prostitute in the brothels where all the jazz music was playing. So Louis would be like, hey girl, can I listen real quick to the band that's playing on the other side of this wall? And so he would listen to the Kid Ory Band and King Joe Oliver. The baddest cornetist in town. Couldn't nobody touch King Oliver. And little Louis was listening through those walls and was like, that's what I want to do. I want to play that music. Whew. Ah! It's burning the inside of my body! Okay, so one day, a Jewish coal merchant, Bernhard Karnowski, saw little Louis at the brothels and said, hey, little kid, I can give you a job if you work for me delivering coal to the prostitutes. Come into our family and we're gonna feed you and treat you like one of our own. Mrs. Karnowski would sing little Jewish lullabies to Louis as a young boy, and it'd be like, Baruch atah. No, wait. No, that's the prayer. The lullaby would probably be like, we're Jewish and we love it. That's like nice, right?
That's perfect.
So at 7 years old, he's working for the Karnowskis. On the truck, he used to play a horn like, bah, 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 we're coming. And they were driving past this pawn shop. And in the window of this pawn shop was this old beat up cornet, and he was like, I want that. So Louis asked Karnowski, do you think you can advance me to $5 to buy that cornet? And he said, of course I can loan you the $5. And it was a piece of junk, but it was his piece of junk. And he used to polish it. He was like, because he wasn't really that good yet. But he would say, I'm gonna be the best cornetist in all Louisiana. And wore a Star of David for the rest of his life to commemorate how much the Karnowski family meant to him. That was way before all these celebrities today made it popular to just go grab a little black kid off the street. So he's out one night and he decides to shoot a gun into the air to celebrate New Year's. The police was like, can't be a little black kid in New Orleans shooting a gun in the air. We're gonna arrest you. He got taken to the New Orleans home for colored waifs.
It sounds racist.
Yes, I'm sure it was pretty racist. We're like talking 1913. And that's when he meets Pete Davis, the musical instructor. Pete Davis taught him how to read music and how to play technically. He's like, you're gonna be the best damn horn player in New Orleans. And so a couple years later, when he gets out, he's playing in all these like seedy bars. Everybody in New Orleans was like, hey, that's little Louis Armstrong. He used to make the horn talk.
Is that what they said?
It's what it sounded like. Go get you a prostitute, get you some whiskey, and have a good time. And one day his idol, King Joe Oliver, heard him play. And he was like, man, this kid is good.
Oh, there's another one.
I told you, Sazeracs do something special. All right, it was King Oliver who taught him how to perform. So they used to march all around town in parades, marching bands, and that's how Louis got his soul. Papa Joe would be like, if you heard the crowd getting into his music, give him a little bit more, right? So if you was like, just throw more notes. And little Louis was like, sure, I'm drunk, I'll do whatever you want. I'm so drunk. What do you want now? What was I talking about? We're talking about Louis Armstrong. So, to be honest, he was playing better than Papa Joe. Louis became the #1 cornetist in New Orleans. And everybody was like, man, this Louis Armstrong is good. And that's when he blew up.
Cheers.
Louis
To
Armstrong. To Louis.
Without that love that he was given, he
It
might...
might not be the Louis Armstrong we know have today. Always remember where you got that inspiration from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Louis.
Louis Armstrong was the greatest.
Oh, we could do it slow.
You want me to crack your back?
Yeah. Okay. But do it slow. you want to crack... You're drunk.
I'm drunk.
Hello, my name is Timberly Hill, and today we're gonna talk about Ella Fitzgerald and Marilyn Monroe. Cheers. Ella Fitzgerald, she's the queen of song. Nobody sings better than Ella Fitzgerald. So, Ella's on the Chitlin circuit. She's killing it everywhere. Chitlin circuit is for anybody who's black that performs. Now let's talk about the Macombo. Can we really quickly? The Macombo is a place where Frank Sinatra debuted in the 40s. This is a place where Lana Turner, Charlie Chaplin, Cary Grant, this was the hot spot, and you couldn't do it bigger, except they do not want to let her in. And they're like, oh, she's too black, she's too chubby, she's too ugly. Ah, shit and and all kinds of shit and piss.
You wanna
Oh,
clean
that's
it?
okay, I Scotch Guard. I Scotch Guard like a motherfucker. I can keep it going. What was the last sentence she said? The last thing, okay. So. Marilyn Monroe, she's huge. People didn't get it. They were like, can't you just be our hot thing with no clothes on, with her dress blowing up that we love so much? And she was like, no, I can't. I want to do some real acting. So, Marilyn Monroe goes into her voice teacher. She says, I want to be a triple threat. I want to do everything. I'm taking this class in acting, I'm doing these dancing classes, blah, 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 blah. You're my man for the voice. Her voice coach says, if you want to learn how to sing, buy Ella Fitzgerald's album. She gets this record. She lays down on the floor and listens to this record 100 times in a row. She goes, this is the most astonishing voice I've ever heard in my life. She calls them a combo, and they're like, oh my God, Marilyn Monroe, what the f? And she's like, bring it all down. If you let my favorite baby girl jump on stage and sing her songs, I will show up. And I will sit in the front row of the audience every single night, and you can take as many pictures of me as you want. I'm sorry.
You're very excited.
I am. I love these two, and I've known this story forever. Ella Fitzgerald. She gets a phone call, and they're saying, we would love to have you at the Macombo. What the f are we talking about right now? He's like, somebody made a phone call. Somebody named Marilyn Monroe. Boom! So she's like, Marilyn, I don't know Marilyn Monroe. Like, what are we saying? You know, like she didn't know anything about that.
You okay?
Yes, it just had weird hiccups and a lot of catch breaths. Ella shows up at the Macombo, and Marilyn takes a front row center table. The lights go down. Ella walks out onto this stage, and then, boom, it comes out of her voice. And then people are going crazy. And one person is like, I didn't even know music could sound like that. And then Marilyn was like, I've heard these songs before, but I never heard them. What is going on right now? Like, I can't even understand my own mind. That is a human voice singing to us. And Marilyn, true to her word, shows up every single night, and she sits in the front row. One night after Ella performed, Marilyn came backstage. So it's just two girls talking about what real life is like. Marilyn is like, I'm a f***ing orphan. And what's her name? Ella's like, I'm a orphan too. Then Marilyn's like, I had 2 marriages. And Ella's like, oh my God, I was married to somebody when I was really young. And then I married another guy. And then Marilyn's like, I cannot be accepted in this business because of the way that I look. And Ella's like, I cannot be accepted in this business because of the way that I look. And these 2 women, they literally need each other because Marilyn Monroe, in this moment that Marilyn helps Ella, she frees them both. The fact is, sometimes sisters have to hook each other out. And when Marilyn passes away, because they stayed friends, Ella Fitzgerald said, I owe Marilyn a great debt. After she personally called the managers of the Macombo room and allowed me to play there, I was never, ever, ever, ever again in my life relegated to a small club. She says Marilyn was extraordinary and ahead of her time. She loved that lady.
Greetings. I'm Carl Tart, and today we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Berry Gordy. Our story begins in Detroit, Michigan, and Berry Gordy got this job at General Motors. He would be on the assembly line being like, ooh, I feel the revving of the engine. It's like rhythmic. Like the sounds that these cars are making, it's like music to my ears. I got to be a music producer. It's hitting me, Derek.
It's okay.
This liquor is hitting me now. Anyway, Berry Gordy bought this house, and he was so dope, he called it Hitsville, USA.
Hitsville.
Hitsville. He's like, this is where hits come from. In Detroit, Motortown. Or as I like to say it, Motown.
Motown.
Ooh, that's what we gotta call it. Ooh, that shit is dope. You like that? So in 1960, all these people from Mississippi and Alabama and Texas, they go to Detroit where they can get a job at an auto place. You get off the bus and be like, ba-do-doo, ba-do-doo, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. And because of his experience at GM, Berry was like, I'm gonna go get some of these kids off the street and I'm gonna build an assembly line of people that can sing. So here I go. And he was like, yo. Oh shit, sorry.
You're all good.
It's in my ass now.
I know. Get that ice cube out of your ass.
Get
bro.
that ice cube out of your ass.
Get that ice cube out of your ass.
Anyway, after that, Berry Gordy was like, I need some women singers. Coming in here. Let me hear you sing. And they were like, I can sing. And he was like, that vocal range is supreme. I'm gonna call y'all Supremes. So the Supremes had a lead singer. Her name was Diana Ross. And Berry Gordy was like, oh shit, that's the woman I want to be with right there. I'm in love with you, Diana Ross. I want us to be together. And she was like, no, I'm not in love with you back. You're not my type. You ugly. I'm not into you. And he was like, all right, that's fine. We can keep this relationship working. So, a part of this assembly line, during the building process of these artists, Berry Gordy was like, I need Maxine Powell and Charlie Atkins, the etiquette coach and the dance teacher. And Maxine was like, I'm the most classy woman in the world. I'm Maxine Powell. Look how I hold my long cigarette. Listen, white people got tight butts, and it's the 60s. Y'all need to have tight butts like white people. And so they all tightened their butts up, they squeezed them. And Charlie Atkins was like, yeah, tight butts, but we also gotta teach you how to dance. A 5, 6, 7, 8. And they would do all this dope stuff, and they became these superstars across the world. They go to London, tight butts. America, tight butts. Canada, tight butts. So in the 1960s, Abe Vigoda Berry Gordy was pushing out all these artists. And he'd be like, I got the Temptations. I got the Supremes. I got Marvin Gaye. I got Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. I got the Contours. I got Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder can't see shit, but his music is dope. And so from 1965 to 1968, Motown had 15 million in sales and they desegregated music. Motown was like, we bringing our black asses up in here, killing the game. Motown, we here. But Barry did love Diana Ross. And he loved her so much that he took her to Paris. So they went up to the hotel and she was like, okay, well, I'm wooed by this. I'm a woman of my own means. I'm gonna let you hit it. I'm gonna let you smash. And Barry was like, for real? She was like, yes, I'm gonna let you smash. Let's get in the bed. And Barry's getting in the bed. He has all these thoughts in his head, and his head is like, this is the best moment of my life. This is bigger than when I started Motown. I'm about to smash Diana Ross. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. But then he was like, I can't get it up. I can't get it up, my dick's not working. And it's the 60s, there's no Viagra yet. And he looked at her, he was like, Diana, no, not right now, my dick ain't hard. And she was like, all right, that's fine. I like you now. So you ain't gotta get it up tonight, but we in Paris. So let's go get some baguettes and eat at the Moulin Rouge, because those are Paris things, you see. And they ended up smashing for a bunch of years. Wow. But eventually, in 1988, Berry Gordy was like, I'm done with this. I can't run this record label no more. All my artists is gone. Damn. And somebody's like, hey, I'll buy it for $61 million. And Berry Gordy's like, hell yeah. And then he went on to retire. He's just an old-ass man, 86 years old, sitting on the beach, buying stuff on Amazon. R&B music binds cultures. And I commend Berry Gordy for starting that. What he did was take these artists and he said, hey, this is what people want to hear. Like, everybody likes rap. Everybody likes R&B. And Berry Gordy is the father of all that stuff.
Berry Gordy, I'll cheers with that.
Berry Gordy, I got nothing to cheers to.
Hey, America, I'm Brian Tyree Henry. We about to talk about Change Gonna Come. It's sang by motherfucking Sam Cooke. Get into the shit. So, our story starts in 1960 the era of fuckery for black people in this country. We've been dealing with Jim Crow and shit, and at the same time, we're still dominating the music scene. We've been giving you like the Supremes, we give you the Temptations, we give you like Otis Redding. And so one of the people that was dominating the music scene in the biggest way was Sam motherfucking Cooke. So Sam was known as a soul singer, but now he had crossed over to pop music. So at this point, Sam Cooke is like going on tour and like he's riding on his bus. So he has this dude named J.W. Alexander. So J.W. Alexander is like, yo, I don't need you to like lose your mind right now, but you know what we're going through right now with the civil rights shit. There's a white dude out there that put out this song that's like kind of like changing the world, bro. So J-Dubs lays this track down and it's Bobby Dylan singing Blowing in the Wind. And Sam is listening to shit like, wait, stop, hold up, nigga, stop. This song is dope, first of all, but this white dude is singing about everything that me as a black man is feeling going through this bullshit. I have to believe I can do better than that. So he like picks up a ukulele, cause he had a ukulele on the bus for some reason.
Sam Cooke?
Sam Cooke has a ukulele.
Fucking Jack Johnson?
Who the fuck is that?
I knew you want to get that.
Do you know anything about Jeanne?
Jean Bonnet? Yeah, I think the brother.
R&B girl. Change is gonna come. So they from his ukulele and he's like, ah, man, what's this song gonna be? What's this song gonna be? Do something that's gonna talk about real shit. What the black struggle is like. He couldn't figure it out. So he has to stop in Shreveport, Louisiana. So like he's driving to Louisiana in the 60s, man. He's like seeing like colored only, white only. So go to this motel, because you know black people couldn't go to hotels, you go to motels.
Motel, hotel.
Holiday Inn! You were blacker than I thought, Derek. Like, you actually have been, got my eye on you. Anyway, so he's checking in, whatever, and he's got his, like, entourage. And it's like, ding, 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 Sam Cooke is here. So, of course, this white person's back there eating, like, white potato salad and shit. And so he's like, yeah. Sam was like, checking in, Sam Cooke. I'm like, let me check through the files. Nothing here. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm Sam Cooke. You're literally like, my song is on the radio right there. The person behind the counter is like, I don't care. He just look like a color boy to me. So Sam is like, no, this nigga didn't. And so he's like, all his friends are trying to get him together. And his wife rolls up. Sam's amazing wife, Barbara. She's like, bae, stop, bae. They don't care that you Sam Cooke. Look at that fucking bland-ass potato salad he's eating. You black. We in Louisiana. They'll kill your ass. Calm down. Breathe, bae, breathe. Bae. He's like, bae, you right. And she's like, bae, I know. But at this point, the attendant already called the cops. So the cops are already there. They're like, hey, we hear that there's Negroes in here causing trouble. And the attendant's like, them right there, like with the spoon with the potato salad. And them right there, they're causing trouble. Man,
Who
look,
fucked with you that had potato
you
salad?
don't understand. Bland-ass potato salad is a cause for a riot in my life. If that shit isn't yellow, if there's not eggs in that bitch, if there ain't no relish, if there ain't no motherfucker, like, get out of my house. Anyway, so of course, they put all these dudes in jail. And so Sam was like sitting there and he's like, damn, I still ain't finished this song though. Damn, even though I'm Sam Cooke, that don't mean shit. They'll still throw me in jail and they embarrass me in front of Babs? Something's gotta change, man, something's gotta change. Boom! He's like, shit, a change gonna come. A change gonna come. So he starts writing a song in jail. Like he was like, damn, man, I was born in a tent. I wasn't even in a house, like I was by a river, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it started. See, I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh my God, like this is the one. This is the shit. Change gonna come. So he gets out of jail, finishes the song, and then on February 7th, 1964, he goes on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson to debut this masterpiece called A Change Gonna Come. These white people out there going crazy. Sam was like, yes, a change gonna come. A change gonna come. You know a change gonna come, Sam Cooke. But then, like, 2 days later, the fucking Beatles performed their new singles on Ed Sullivan reality show. And so, like, the Beatles kind of stole the thunder from Sam, and Sam was like, fuck! Again it happened. Another motherfucking white band stole my shine. So, you know, he decides to, like, go out. So he meets this chick named Elisa Boyer. She had a reputation. She was like, I can get any man I want, because, you know, look at this, I'm fine, and what I do is Elisa Boyer. So here we are, yet another motel, and they do what they do. They roll in this sack, and she's like, oh my God, a change gonna come. He's like, yeah, a change gonna come. And a change gonna come. And it's like, fine. Either way, oh, Sam, forgive me. Like, he got,
What was that?
I don't know, hopes, dreams. And so either way, Sam Cooke is in the bathroom, like, you know, just showering off. And so Elisa Boyer snatches all his stuff and runs out. And like Sam opens the bathroom door, like naked, just standing there. And he's like, no, she didn't. No, did she really? So Sam throws on a trench coat. He goes to the lobby. And like, he's running around and like the hotel manager like sees this dude in the trench coat. And he's like, hey, did you see this chick come in with my stuff? I'm sitting here in the trench coat, and balls are out. And she's like, ah, penis. Oh my God. He's like, no, I'm Sam Cooke. Like, chill out, I'm Sam Cooke. And then she just like shoots him. Like, just like shoots him. And his last words were, lady, you shot me. And that's it. It's out. And the sad part about the whole thing is that he couldn't even see the success of what Change is Gonna Come is happening, because like after he died, Change is Gonna Come like skyrocketed. It became the song of the civil rights movement. Like that song would play, it gave black people hope. And it is still relevant. God damn it. It just really lets you know the pain that like we have gone through. Like, damn, being black in this country is so hard. It's just so stupid. Change needs to come. You know what change comes, Derek? I'm getting reparations right now because I got your white ass to buy me liquor. Change already started, man. Like, so cheers to us.
Amen.
Change gonna come.
Cheers. Thank you, Sam.
I love you.
I love
Derek.
you, Brian.
I really love you.
I love you for sentimental reasons.
Now I'm tingling.
That was a Sam Cooke song.
Oh, was it? I knew that.